one reporter ever asked Donald Trump about that statement. Not one. The day Donald Trump called Kamala Harris supporters garbage, no one wrote a headline about that. It wasn't a news story. The poisonous American candidate for president who uses Hitler's language constantly and calls Democrats garbage, that was not news. But the very same news media that ignored all the times Donald Trump has called American citizens and American voters scum and garbage actually tried to turn Joe Biden's use of the word garbage into a controversial news story today. And to do so, they had to refuse to listen to the actual sentence Joe Biden spoke. They had to refuse to look at the written words of that sentence. They had to refuse to understand English grammar. They had to refuse to understand what a singular possessive is. They had to refuse to understand what apostrophe S means. They had to refuse to remember what they learned in elementary school about the English language. And they can do that because this campaign is being covered by some of the best reporters I've ever seen and by some of the worst reporters I've ever seen. And the worst of them actually tried to create a controversy today and tried to equate what President Biden said last night to what the man he was condemning said in Madison Square Garden. And those reporters know that that is false. But it is the kind of false narrative that panicked, stupid campaign coverage exists to amplify. Not one of the reporters who got excited about this today asked Donald Trump to name the good things that Adolf Hitler did after Donald Trump was quoted by his White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, saying, quote, Hitler did some good things. The terrible campaign reporters and commentators who are covering this campaign, it's not all of them, just the terrible ones, are completely exploitable by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump knows it, which is why Donald Trump, the stupidest candidate ever to run for president, climbed into a garbage truck today to try to draw more attention to what President Biden said last night, which Donald Trump stupidly does not understand requires drawing more attention to what he and his vile speakers had to say at Madison Square Garden on Sunday, an event that has already cost Donald Trump the retracted endorsement by a prominent Puerto Rican entertainer.